this for a long time. Go live because it looks like so. It looks most of the time it looks really cool. Um, well, no, I don't want to say that because some people just go live from their basement, some claustrophobic room, and I always wanted to do. Well, for the last few months, I've been wanting to do something like this. Go live on the side of a cliff, 10,000 foot cliff. But today we're on a 12-foot cliff. I am stealth camping on the side of a cliff, and I'll take you for a tour in a few minutes. But I've got my hammock set up between a couple of. But these are it's really weird. Some of the most beautiful spots on this side of the island look so well groomed, but they are the result of that natural grass. I call it grass because it looks like grass and it grows like grass. It just doesn't grow very deep. It covers the ground. It's beautiful. And then a place like this is a little pine forest here, right on the edge. And as you move up, you start the foliage starts being replaced by native. And I'm not saying pine is not native here. I just don't know these pine trees. They don't look typical. They don't look like a typical pine trees, but they're green needles and they're dropping brown needles on the ground, which is this ground cover, which is extraordinary. And it covers up the lava. And I'm just so excited to be here. So I came and checked. I found this place. I've driven by it a couple of times. I finally came down 3/4 of the way down here on my motorcycle on street tires. And I say street tires because they really didn't have much of a knob at all. I mean, they weren't racing slicks, but they just had some little grooves in it that wide and really didn't stick up. Now I've got some full on big block knobby tires on here. Not motocross tires, but they're great for this bike. So yeah, nothing really slows me down like mud and sand and gravel and things like that. That doesn't slow me down. It's the big humps. I still got to crawl over those big humps, which basically means I've got to be able to go slow enough over the humps out here to not bash my frame and crack my frame. So I've got to be able to crawl over it, which is the thing that thing doesn't do well with street tires. Um, you got to carry your momentum, or you'll lose traction and you'll just spin and you'll get stuck. You'll get stuck on that hump. So that's what's kept me from bringing my bike down here all this time. I knew it was all coming together, and it actually, golly, it just all kind of came together last weekend. All my stuff was ready. I got my tires put on. I got my top case so I could carry my laptop and my gear, camera gear. So it's just kind of everything kind of fell into place. Even though I'm just kind of chewing my fingers, but man, I gotta get out in the woods. I gotta do some camping. I've got to get out in nature. I mean, even though I pretty much live in nature now, it's a nice dry house I'm living in. It's still, I can feel the breeze. I just want to be in nature, and this is kind of. It feels like this was a long time coming. Been here 2 months, 2 months, and it feels like I've been here six. And it's not that I'm full of angst. I've got my bike. I've had my bike for a while. I could explore the island. I wasn't able to do this. I had to wait for everything else so I could carry all this crap. Golly, you should see what's on my motorcycle. You should see what I packed on my motorcycle today for a one-night trip. It may turn into 2 nights. I may love it so much, and I may have enough water to spend the night tomorrow night. Um, I guess worst case scenario, I can just leave all my crap here and go get some more water and some more food. But I've got my fishing rod. I've got all my tackle to be able to do all kinds of experiments. I talked to a local um, cliff fisherman, and he says he's pretty successful, and he's very proud, and he's talented. He's got some skills. He knows how to catch fish, and I think the big thing he said is just having the time to come out here and fish, which young, growing family. Apparently, that's maybe getting in the way. But man, I wished I could take you around the cliffs and show you what's out here now because it's just extraordinary. And everything on this side of the island is extraordinary. It's cliffs, mostly cliffs. But in addition to cliffs here, I've got my second mosquito already. They're finding me. I brought some mosquito spray. I just haven't applied it yet. 'Cause I just set up camp and just sat and chilled. I was like, oh man, I got cold beer and I've got pokey. I've almost finished my pokey. I got Hawaiian pokey today, so um, it's a little bit spicier. None of that mayonnaise base crap. Anyway, and I've got my wonderful Big Swell. You may remember Big Swell from such videos as first trip on up on Mauna Kea. I had spicy pokey and my Big Swell. Just sat out there in a chair similar to this. Sat out there and chilled on my 13,800 foot volcano. I don't think I was quite up that high. I think it was probably 13.5, 13.6. It was down at the Keck Observatory anyway. Yeah, so the good thing about going live is you're live. You don't have to edit anything. This is great. This is I can share my excitement live, and it's just kind of like you being out here with me, which I appreciate stuff like that. I really like watching. I wish more people would do that instead of I'm live from the basement. Woo! Hell, I'm live from. I'm surfing. I'm surfing the big waves. Yeah. That would be awesome. Well, like I said, it's very exciting to be out here. You can't really see. You probably can't see the waves crashing back here, but there's huge waves crashing back here. Not as big as they were 2 or 3 weeks back, but I mean they're splashing. This is a 12-foot cliff right out here, and they're splashing over the top of that 10 feet. So they're splashing up 25 feet. And there's some big ones back here. I don't know if you can see them. I'm having a hard time seeing anything back there myself. Um, so I'm streaming from my cell phone, which means I could probably pull up some chat or do something else, but I can't see it that far away because you guys are really far away. It's 6 feet, 8 feet, so I'm just kind of staring at myself. But I wanted to go live for the first time, and I wanted to tell you how exciting I am to not have a neighbor within. There's not a neighbor probably within 2 miles of here. If you look this way, there's a house, 3/4 of a mile maybe, but the next one this way is probably 2 miles. So I'm saying this beach is maybe 3 miles of privacy. Oddly, this is one of the few access points that I've seen around here that doesn't have a bunch of trash poured in it. So you can actually come down this path and not worry about, getting getting murdered. That's what I always think about going down these little bumpy trails. Like, oh, yeah, there's trash. There's somebody's dumping trash out here. People out here don't give a crap. Look, if they're willing to dump their trash out here, they may just be willing to murder you out here and take your stuff. I mean, not that I'm worried about my stuff after I've been murdered. I just don't want to be murdered. So I've always kind of been hesitant to go down in those places. I don't know if you can hear the waves crashing behind me. It's not as loud as being on the side of the cliff, and I think going to sleep tonight is not going to be a problem. I think I'll probably be sacked out by 9 o'clock just because this thing's going to be so peaceful. Supposed to be, I think it was a 60% chance of rain, 70% chance of rain today. I got rain dome coming in, and it's just on the edge. I'm coming in, meaning I was coming in from civilization. As I come back here, I can see there's a big spot of rain, so I just put my rain shell on and just kind of drove on. About the time I got here, it was kind of clearing up, and that's what it does. That's how it does every day here. It rains every day. It may be a sprinkle for 10 or 15 minutes, but it pretty much rains every day. If it doesn't rain during the day, it'll rain at night, and it may be 30, 40 minutes of rain, but it's at night. Nobody cares. I think that may be a hard thing for people to understand, and that's why so many people go to the Kona side because, you know, if you fly in, you're only here for a week or two. You want to spend as much time in the sunshine and the warmth as you can. And so people just overlook this side of the island, and I think it's much more spectacular over there. It's kind of a more like an arid desert over on the Kona side, but that's where all the tourists go. So explain that. I don't know. Geez, I would say, yeah. I mean, if you want beaches, if you want hot sandy beaches, that's kind of pretty much that side of the island. That's where they're all at. There's a couple of sandy beaches on this side. There's a sandy beach on the north side. But the north and the east, this side of the island, I'm in Puna. This side, you know, it rains. It rains every day. So if you're thinking you're going to come over here and have, you know, a week's worth of just sunny, brilliant, you may not get that. But uh, in the summer, at least, this is what I understand. I haven't made it through a summer yet. In the summer, it's nice and cool on this side of the island. It's 85 degrees over here, and it's 105 over on the other side. Nice and sunny over there, maybe some rain over here, but it's nice and cool on this side of the island. So um, I'm guessing it's just like any other place where moisture hits a big mountain, it drops the mountain or drops all the moisture on this side of the mountain, and then it goes over there and it's dry air. You would think it would be cooler air over there since it's dropped all its moisture, but apparently not. Um, so it's drier over there, it's hotter over there, and prettier over there. I'd trade this. I'd trade Kona for this any day of the week. Just, but that's the tourist place, you know. Kona side is the tourist side. Um, there's tourists that come visit here. There's a ton of people that come and visit here, but I can't imagine if there's that many people coming to Puna to visit to be a tourist. There's got to be 5 to 10 times as many on the Kona side. Anyway, I'm just talking. If y'all want to just sit here and watch me drink beer, I'm good with that. I mean, there's something to be said about just hanging out with Don and being quiet. Y'all shut up. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna drink another beer. I might even finish my pokey. Although watching me eat probably not one of the things that you signed up for a live stream. I mean, this live stream, it's what I say all the time. This live stream has a money back guarantee. Um, Link down below if you're disappointed with the live stream. Cheers! Welcome to paradise. I'm calling this Camp Paradise. Uh, Camp Paradise, welcome. This live stream is not doing any justice. You know, this is kind of well lit, but this up here, it's just all washed out because it's just brilliant and blue back here. And then you see these bursts of waves coming up over the cliffs. I wish they had a better camera. Uh, since this is my first live stream, I'm kind of a little bit confused about how everything works. All I know for sure is all I can see is a screen. There may be some buttons down there where I can pop up a chat. Let's see if anybody's watching. That would be interesting in itself. Live chat. Yeah, I don't see anything. There's nothing else here. I can't see if anybody's there. I hope y'all. I hope there's. I hope there's somebody out there watching. And if not, it's no big deal. I mean, this video will be hanging out for a while, so. I don't want to stop streaming, but I want to get all this crap out of the way. Yeah. Well, maybe this will go away later. I told you, I don't know what I'm doing with live streaming. I have heard there's all kinds of streaming software out there. And that all sounds good, but that kind of sounds like I'd have to have a laptop sitting here doing my thing, and I just wanted to see how this worked. I'm hoping you're kind of getting the feel of what it's like being here on the island. Um, I have invited a few people over. I'm actually considering doing something a little bit more serious rather than just kind of a hit and miss. Hey, let me go shop for another motorcycle. So see if somebody, one of my friends wants to come over and ride, come over for a week or two or a month and just ride and hang out. That would be lovely. But I'm actually thinking about something a little bit more professional. Something where, okay, yeah, hey, instead of me spending all the money to let all my friends come over and, and have no expenditures, I'm thinking, well, what would it take? What would it take for me to buy a motorcycle or two or three or five, and maybe outfit them with some gear and just go, hey man, get off the plane, I'll pick you up at the airport, come hang out, you go ride on one of the motorcycles. Probably the easiest thing, and these are just wild thoughts going through my head, but I kind of want more people to come to the island. Everybody I've spoken to here, the locals, they don't want me encouraging anybody to come to the Big Island, especially this side, because this is their well-kept secret. Nobody wants to promote it, but me, I'm kind of thinking, well, I don't want more regular tourists coming, but moto tourists, yeah. I mean, not just for the people I know, but I'm thinking, man, if I saw somebody on YouTube going, oh yeah, check out all this cool stuff. Oh wow, look at all that stuff he's going and doing every day. Wow, I could go spend a month over there and not see everything that he's seen, and that's probably true. Um, but if I found like some of one of the motorcycle shops over here that says, yeah, we got 5 motorcycles, nobody's riding them. You can rent these things out $50 a day, $100 a day, whatever the hell it is. God, it's got to be able to get a decent, comfortable motorcycle that's fun to ride. You got to be able to get one of those 50, $75 a day. And just go explore the island. And every day, just go hit it. I tell you the one thing and I knew it before I got over here. I knew it was going to be a problem. And it's not really a problem. It's just got one of those adjustments. It's usually like if you're going across country, if you're going through different types of environments, you're going up through mountains. It's going to be wet. It's going to be cold. It's going to be hot. It's going to be so. My last trip out west was kind of like, man, I'm going to try to spend a lot of time in the Rockies, but I want to be able to go into the desert. I want to be able to go into the. So you've got to pack all these alternatives, or you've got to have the best alternative that kind of sits in the middle, and that's kind of what I wound up doing was, uh, you know, a versatile, some versatile riding gear, and by that is, it was not perfect. The gear that I bought was, the gear that I brought with me for 2 months was not perfect by any means. It wasn't perfect for anything, but it's kind of like a dual sport. It's a it's it's kind of okay, good at everything. You're not going to win a race on a dual sport unless you're racing with another dual sport. You're not gonna be ultra comfortable. You're not going to have all this wind protection. But you're going to have knobby tires, and you're going to be able to, hopefully with the right suspension, you're going to be able to go in some places that you're not going to be able to go on any other bike, except a dirt bike. So it's a trade-off, and dual sports have always seem like to me that perfect trade-off of comfort and convenience and street rideability combined with the options to be able to go, oh look, there's a trail that goes up the side of the mountain, and it's not paved. I want to see what's on the top of that mountain, and that's what a dual sport represents. And that's kind of what I was um, alluding to, illusion. illusion, illusion. I was alluding to the gear. The gear thing over here is different because, um, especially if you want to do something like ride up on Mauna Kea, dude, you gotta have some winter gear, and you gotta have something that's gonna keep the water off of you, because you're gonna run through water most likely, either going up or going down. If you run through water going up to Mauna Kea, you're starting out. It's 80 degrees down here. It's 80 degrees and maybe 80% humidity with a nice breeze. It's fine unless you're wearing uh, wet weather winter gear. You don't want anything coming through, so there's no real ventilation. It's warm, so you're sitting down in the sun down here on the coast, sweating your balls off, and then you go up the mountain. And if you don't have, if your sweat hasn't dried off yet, then you're gonna freeze. So it's kind of like every time I've been up there, I'm riding with beach gear till about halfway up the saddle, and then when I get up on the saddle, I start adding layers, and it's worked out so far. But you got to be able to carry those layers. And the worst thing is coming down off the volcano, and you're cold, but 10 minutes down here, and you're like, oh shit, it's hot, and I'm sweaty, and it's good to be down here because I couldn't feel my fingers before, but now I'm down here, and I can't breathe. I'm sweating all on the inside, so you got to start taking those layers off. What are you going to do with them? You got to put them somewhere on the bike, right? I mean, I'm sure there's a perfect gear out there. I've just never had it. I've never had perfect gear. I've never had a gear that you could just flip the switch and go, now I've got air conditioning on. Now I've got the heater. Now air conditioning, heater. I've never been able to do that. I sound wound up. I've only had 3 beers. I don't know. I haven't stopped talking. Anyway, if you're just joining me, welcome to Camp Paradise. I'm on the cliffs on the eastern side of the Big Island of Hawaii. Um, and hell, I don't know. You may be joining me for the first time. This may be the first video you've ever seen. Awesome. Go back and check some of my playlists. Hit the subscribe button if it's your first time here. If you've seen a few of my videos, do the same damn thing. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe. I dare you. So the intent was, it's all perfect timing. Everything kind of fell into place, like I was saying. But not just that. I had to make a choice today. Today was choice day. Either they're fumigating the house. There's an infestation of drywood termites in the house, which means they're just kind of chewing on the outside of the house. They're making it look ugly on the outside. There's no rot on the house really, so it's just termites. And I think they've probably been there probably 10 years, so they've done enough damage to make the outside of the house, look like, ooh, there's holes in here and there's termites. So we had to get the house fumigated, which, if you don't know, they basically put the whole house and the garage, separate garage, in a sack. You know, they put a big sack over it and they zip it up and they blow chemicals in it for 10, 15 minutes and got fans running and all that. And then they unplug the chemicals and they come back the next day and, unzip it, let it air out. And I think it's like a few hours after that, you can go back and inhabit the place. But since we're all forced to be somewhere else, I decided rather than going over to Kona and staying with the family in a hotel room, I decided, man, this is my chance. And like I said, it all kind of fell into place. This has been scheduled for 2 months, the fumigation. So just seemed like it was perfect timing. I'm forced to be not in the house, which is perfect timing for me to come out here and camp for the first time on the coast. So yeah, that's my story. Oh, the other story is not only camp. I've got several different rigs, several different outfits for fishing. I'm going to try a few different techniques of fishing, especially now that I'm here. I'm here at least 24 hours. So If I'm here, I don't have to go, oh, I'm frustrated, I lost my rig. I've got several different things. I think I'm going to try some live bait. I think I'm going to try to catch some of the little black cliff crabs that run around up here. See if I can catch those, put those on a hook, sling them out there, see what happens. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to tell you. How about y'all want to walk around and see a tour? Let's do that. Since I've never really live streamed before. I think I've hit the button just to kind of see what happened, but that's about as far as I've ever gone. I wonder what the audio is like. I'm kind of curious about that more than anything else. Uh, so yeah, there's my camp. I'm flying the tarp because I probably won't pull that down until later. Like I said, it rains every night here. Um, Ike did well. I smashed it on a couple of humps. There's a bunch of big humps coming in. Was to be expected, but yeah, I'm in the middle of a lava field. I think, I'm trying to remember, I think this whole cliffside, I think this lava flow is from the 60s. So shortly after the lava flow, um, residents came in and said, oh yeah, cheap land, let me get a hold of some of that. And they just started building houses out here, and now there's, this is kind of the fringe of the neighborhoods here. This is real farmland. That is a farm right there that you're looking at. So it's kind of unique though. You don't see a whole lot of farms on the side of the cliff, but it's beautiful. Everything out here is beautiful. And there were some sea turtles out here earlier, and they were mating. I did not get a picture of them, so maybe we can go back and get some shots of some live sea turtles in the act. Up on the point here, I have seen whales. If you watch my channel, you've probably seen the video where I got a whale. I called it a mermaid, whatever. I don't know, so far away, it could have been a mermaid, right? Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of people look at the cliffs and they go, ah, it's not a beach, it's not what I want. I love this place. It's compelling, very compelling. How about that? Lots of big waves. I mean, if you're not a big wave person, you don't like wave attractions, it's a little unnerving. Honestly, it's unnerving. Especially when the waves are pounding. This is a light day. There's not a whole lot of, this is just regular waves here as far as I'm concerned. And what you didn't see here, you probably can't see them. There's crabs. There's crabs down there. Those are the crabs I'm going to try to catch. I've got a little bait bucket. There's one right there. A couple of them. What I'm going to do, the plan is I'm going to tie a rope around a bait bucket, throw some sardines in the bait bucket, and hopefully catch a few of those crabs. That's one of the plans. I've got sardines for bait. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not in a hurry. I'm out here all day. Man, this is beautiful. There's big clouds over there. It's obviously raining offshore, and that may be coming my way. But hopefully, I've got my tarp, everything secured over here. I don't have to worry about getting soaking wet. At least in theory. Yeah, that's thunder. Thunder and lightning is rare so far on the island. I've only seen thunder on the island a couple of times, and it was probably in the same week. So weird weather systems, but I'm pretty sure that's thunder I hear offshore. And that's a big squall coming in, but hopefully that's 20-30 miles off. Anyway, that's the tour I got for you right now. Let me know what you think about the live stream and what I could do better. I mean, I'm not against getting some software. If this is really appealing to people, I'll do more of these. Especially being in Paradise, it's not that hard. I've got a pretty good cell signal out here. Apparently I haven't dropped off the the stream hasn't dropped off yet, so maybe this is one of the things that I do. Hell, I'm just sitting out here drinking beer. You know, how hard is it? But you know, if y'all would like to have more interaction, I'm not opposed to making a little bit more effort on software. And I mean, I've got a laptop on the bike. Just don't know how long it would last. I don't know if that's appealing to the folks that are watching this anyway. But let me know what you think. I think I'll just leave this video up just because I don't have to edit. I don't have to edit it. I don't know if y'all are getting that picture, but the editing is kind of starting to get to me. I like editing. It's just, it seems like I'm creating a lot more content than I'm being able to edit. And as far as I'm concerned, I'd much rather be riding my motorcycle than editing. I'm sure there's probably a few of you that identify with that. If you just look through here, I mean, it's odd. It looks like it's landscaped. It looks like, other than these stringy little trees in here, it looks like somebody came in here and said, yeah, let's plant some pines here and let's just throw down some pine straw. And then, you know, it's jungle, but it's almost like manicured jungle. It's just really weird. All right, I can only entertain for so long. I wished I could turn this off and watch somebody else's live stream. That would be pretty cool. We should organize that. If y'all know somebody else that live streams or should live stream, or if you want to do that, if you want to trade off, you know, hey, Saturday afternoon, we're going to go live stream. I'm going to go first, then you're going to go first, then we'll let the other 5 guys. That would be kind of cool. I hope it wasn't as much of a bore as I think it was. I had nothing prepared. I'm just like, hey, I want to share this. I want to share this awesome moment. Well, it turns out it's more like 232 moments. Apologies, my first live stream, but hell, you can't beat the spot, can you? I may check back in later if it starts raining because I really like filming during rain. So, but I'll have to take this tarp down and kind of, because I imagine the wind's gonna blow the rain in sideways, so I may have to drop that tarp, but I should be okay. More like a sail than a tarp now. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Mahalo.